we'll try again without anything. I'm seeing. I've just had something flash up on my screen now. Hopefully we're live. I'm not hearing no echo. So whatever you've done with them microphones, your end, mate, has worked, Dave. But
testing, 1, 2, 3. Mary had a little bike. She rode it round the grass. I'll stop there.
Yeah, it's saying I'm live here. I've got the counter going.
We're live on YouTube because I've just opened up the link and we are there.
Are we? All right, mate. No worries. Yeah, model officer's saying we're live. So hopefully, phew. That was fun, Dave, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah. My apologies to everyone for the absolute cock up. It was my end, not Colin's end. I had a microphone on another camera that had gone live without anything telling me what had happened. So
yeah,
my bad. My bad.
Yeah, go on.
My bad. So I apologise to everyone. My fault.
That's right, mate. I was frantically going through my settings. I'm like, I've got one microphone plugged in. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, thanks for your patience, your tolerance, and inevitable scratching your heads. And
because we've been doing quite that a lot ourselves. Thinking, what on earth has changed?
Oh, mate, honestly, Dave, I've got the PC from hell at the moment, as you know. We tried doing Hangout the other night, didn't we, mate? And it was like, yeah, that shut down. This disappeared. I'm losing hard drives left, right, and centre, and I think my motherboard's going bye-bye.
Yeah, I think you might be digging an hole for that one.
Yeah, I might have to get my wallet out at this rate because, trying to do lives at the moment is becoming problematic, isn't it? I can't trust my system at the moment, dude. Anyway, hello folks. Loads of people popping up in the chat, me and them are rambling, and we got Sergeant Bones is in.
Hello, Sarge.
We got Model Making Guru. Is this the one? Yeah, I know, mate. I'll try my best, mate.
Can't get the staff.
Old Steven Spielberg there, the guru, isn't it, eh?
Yeah. Guru of what?
Yeah, Nim saying he doesn't know. What don't you know, Nim? Tell us. I'm curious now. Sarge is saying there can only be one. One what?
What, yeah.
Something about a bit Valley Girl there. Okay, I'm...
Okay, we'll... quickly moving on.
Lewis is saying hello again. Hello, Lewis. How are you?
Hello, Lewis.
I finally got round to watching that video you did, by the way, mate. I was a bit crook last week, folks. So apologies for the last minute change around, but I went to come down the stairs and my legs didn't want to work. So yeah, bit of a little MS relapse there, folks. But you know they're back and attempting to work at the moment. But river dance is fun, Dave, isn't it, when I'm trying to go to the kitchen? So I'm going to be sat in the chair and not moving a lot. But
start wheeling you about then.
Oh, mate, honestly, I spotted that underneath the stairs earlier and I thought, yeah, you ain't coming out yet, pal. We got there. I just needed to let the body do what it needed to do, and Bob's your uncle. James is in. Hello, James. All right, mate. I haven't got the Mustang on my bench today, mate. I've got it over there instead. Just so that you can't see it. Nim is saying, take that back. I am, if anything, a ridge girl. Okay.
Don't think I'm going to get into that one.
Model Making Guru is asking, is your system picked up a dose of TED? Well, basically, Fox, I'm running an Intel Core Duo with 10 hard drives in of 20 terabytes of data, plus a plethora of editing software and graphics packages. And it's my main media system for the whole house. It's like a NAS box, and trying to do this as well, it's running at full whack all the time, and it's it's just saying to me, dude, I need an upgrade. So, I mean, my man in Belgium's looking after me at some point, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, it could do with a rescue package coming from Belgium.
Yeah, it caused me some issues the other night. I was trying to do an hangout and it just wouldn't have it. So, yeah, I'm a bit Billy No Mates at the moment because when I can get on, everything's stuttery, and when I can't, it's like, what else is going on? Sarge is on about being a former California resident. Not sure what's going on there. Mark's model ramblings is in, saying hello, everyone. Third time lucky. Yeah, third time lucky, eh? Cool, Bennett. I ain't done that many links, mate. Yeah.
Well, we're here now, so
everyone's saying we're live. Dave is someone saying there. Dave should be on the naughty step, I think. But yeah, turning it on and off again. Yeah, 3 reboots. I unplugged everything, came back in, and Dave says to me, "I had both microphones on." It was funny.
I'll put myself in the naughty step.
No, don't worry, mate. I'm going to put you on the full screen anyway, mate, because being that me and you are doing our Statler and Waldorf moment. One, it's belly and bench, so get going on that. But two,
definitely yes.
What you been up to, me old China? Because I know where this is going. Because someone may have thrown the biggest hissy fit, girly princess style strop, and I really wish I had my phone on when he threw it. It was beautiful viewing, mate. So what you been building then, Dave? And be careful of naming brands because there is such a thing as libel.
Where shall I start?
How you been getting on with your Land Rover, Dave? Let's start on a positive, eh? Because if you start ranting, it's going to be hilarious, and I'm just going to leave you to do
it. We've had a bit of an accident with the Landy. The front end has now detached itself from the back end.
Oh dear.
That'll
buff out, mate.
I've done one side of the armor plate, and I've done some stippling. I've done some stippling with some Mr. Surfacer, which does look rather good. I'm halfway through the other side. So yeah, it wasn't intended to fall off, but it did. But on thinking about it, it probably makes life easier for doing some spray work in there.
Yeah, I had it with my Yui, didn't I? When I cut all the doors out, my tail was a bit flappy, wasn't it? And then suddenly it was on the floor, and it did make it easier to assemble. So
yeah, I think one of the edges or one of the corners got caught on something, and it didn't take much, to be fair. But it is what it is. But it'll go back together. The chassis is all done with all the suspension, drive shafts and axles and stuff. So that's near enough ready to go.
Happy days.
I've done some weathering on the footwells, pedals and front end of the internal cab. And I've done the same on the seats and stuff. There is a video that will be released, episode 3, on Friday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Giving you details of how I come up with this and what I did and what I used and what I did to create the effect that I have. So if you're interested, mate, look out for it.
Apologies for my noises there, folks. Yeah, it was the chair, honest.
Oddly enough, someone said, I'll repeat this, someone said he wasn't going to cut the doors out.
Cool. I breathed a huge sigh of relief then, because I'm sitting here racking my brains thinking, what did I say?
So I've changed my mind. I'll cut the doors out.
And a thoroughly decent job you did of it and all, mate.
And I've put a couple of little bits of detail on the inside with some copper wire and some extra bits of styrene strip to make door release.
Yeah.
So because I went to town and I did all the work on that, and I thought, well, when I button it all up, no one's going to see what I've done. So I thought, okay, I'll take the doors out.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, mate, because I don't know. I mean, I'm the same. You put a model on the shelf, but you do fiddle with them, don't you? Oh, yeah, the model. And, yeah, like I say, I mean, I did it with the fire engine. I ordered the fire engine, same as what you've got there. Because we was going to do a buddy build a couple of years ago, weren't we, in the group that we was all in then? And
didn't happen.
I chopped all the doors and everything out of it, and I may have inadvertently, accidentally, on purpose, knocked my bottle of flocking over and flopped the carpet and everything at the time. But I'm glad I've waited, because the right-hand dash side of things is where we want to go with it, isn't it? And
yes,
I have a cunning plan on that, mate.
Good. Right.
Next model, Dave.
For a quick update for the Grad, as in the missile launching unit. I had an accident. I thought that this part here, I just clipped on. So when I went to fold it that way, there was a little bit of resistance, and then it snapped off.
Ah, did you go flummity flum perchance?
I went, oh damn gosh and fiddlesticks.
Did you spill any of your pims?
No, because I don't have pims. I'm not that posh.
Yeah.
So I've gone over the green paint again, just to fill in some areas where I've missed with the airbrush. So that's up to date. I've still got the decals to go on and then do all the weathering and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And now we come to the most wonderful kit.
Oh, you're good.
I was so enthralled and so excited and so relieved when I finished this mass piece of annihilation, naffy horribleness.
This is where Fox is now sitting there doing the biggest face palm in the world, going, he said what?
I've put together an AT-ST. Now, I actually I like to build my kits. I don't like to assemble. And the particular company that has produced this abomination made it so that it was push fit. You don't need any glue for it. You just snap it together. A 5-year-old can do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't enjoy it. And if anyone's got a BB gun and wants something for target practice, they can add that.
Oh, you look at him fidgeting with his thumbs, everyone. He's desperately trying not to swear, because if you had seen the strop that he threw the other day over this kit, it was comedy gold, folks. It really was. I mean, I nearly popped a bloody rib, mate, because he stomped out in the kitchen and put the kettle on, and you could hear him muttering and space dusting in the room next door. And I'm like, Dave, will you calm down? He said, calm down. I've got a good mind. He said, then send it back. Yeah. Oh, mate.
So the particular company that's made this, I ain't never buying another one of their kits.
I mean, I
can't really say that I enjoyed it, because it now, in its defense, and to be fair, in its defense, it is a superbly engineered kit. There are no fit issues whatsoever with the kit. The only fit issue that you have is if you, the Bert that's building it, does something wrong. Everything goes together as it should do. And on that side of it is a superb and wonderful kit. But the actual assembly is boring.
Oh, mate, honestly, he sat there, he's like this. And,
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Mate, I was, it was just the sulk, because he started off sort of reasonably calm and it just deteriorated. And then he banged his hand on his bench and stomped off into the kitchen, and you could hear him ranting and raving out there, and it was hilarious to watch. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the detail on them and that is beautiful, isn't it?
It is. Don't get me wrong. It is the way it's been produced, the quality of the plastic, the quality of the engineering, the quality of the fit. You cannot, and there's no way that you can fault that.
Yeah.
It's just that they have literally done everything for you apart from put it together.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough. I did mine before I was taken a bit unwell last week, so it got done over 2 days. So it was a bit of a binge build, and all I'm doing at the moment now is the odd bit of dust and muck and shizzle like that. But mate, it pales into insignificance compared to the state you got yourself into, mate. Honestly, it was.
I just wanted you to know exactly what I thought of the kit, but I can't say what I said because we get thrown off.
It was one of those. I sat there and you know what it's like. You sit in a room, don't you, with that relative that no one wants to talk to, type of thing, and you go and ask them, "How have you been?" And you think, "Oh, why did I go and ask that?" And of course, me being me, I sat there and quite innocently said, "Oh, so you're not a fan of it then, Dave? Why is that?" And the abuse and the rant and the rage and oh, mate. And I could still see him frog marching off like Officer Dibble. And then he comes in and he goes, "And another thing," he went. Oh, mate, it got that bad. I was going to ring his mum and tell her to give him a nice calming chat over the phone or something. You know, it was.
Yeah, I should have just turned around and said, "I'll let him get on with it. He'll soon burn himself out."
Oh, mate, it was one of those, mate. Yeah, you know. But Lee Eagles is saying, "Yeah, people, please do your likes." I take it that's thumbs ups, is it? Yeah, no, no doubt. My usual fan club's in doing the opposite. Bless them. But that's
we've got three. No, we've got 5 up, and someone's already given us a down. That's probably me going on about this, and
probably got up early. Yeah, Lee Eagles is saying hello to Fox. Yeah, they're all pretty much. I think Fox is pretty much gone pale, banned you from everything because I think he's in a deep sense of mourning.
Will I be getting the Millennium Falcon from the same people that have made this? No.
I did mine as a New York taxi, Dave.
To be quite honest with you, I think I would rather go and get a Revell.
Yeah, I am that sad. Yeah, go on, Fox. There you go. Sacrilege. New York taxi, Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I think I would rather get a Revell Star Wars kit and build that because I'd have more fun with that.
I think the problem is, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think we both got spoilt with our love affair with the Huey, haven't we?
Yeah, because we've literally had total artistic license with it. We've literally gone off on our own tangents and done our own thing with it, and now we've come back into model making or kit building to a degree,
Yeah.
and being confined to do what the kit wants you to do, it's like, oh, this is not good.
We got a model related question in the chat. Then I've had to put my ATST down, Dave, because I nearly dropped it. Then someone's asked us to reprobate a modelling question. Jamie wants to know what's the best model brand that does spray paint. I mean, me personally, I would say to me a TS, but you know, I don't know.
I'd be inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know whether Zeros or anyone like that do rattle cans or not, mate. But
no, I don't think. No, I don't think Zero do. I think it's all Zero is just bottles for airbrush.
yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're looking for specialist paints, I mean, I buy the pigments, don't I? The chameleon pigments that you're thinking of getting as well now, and I sit there and I weigh out me pigment, and it's a bit like been the good old days, been back at me spray shop doing me paint ingredients. But yeah,
as long as you don't get your razor blade out and you start.
Yeah, I mean, to me, a rattle cans TS and that, you know, you can decant them if you want to and run them through the airbrush, or you can spray them straight from the can, mate. You know, it's up to you.
If you're going to decant anything from a rattle can, leave it for a few hours to let it burp off.
Yeah, you've got to degas it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Bone, model making guru saying, yeah, to me, a nice durable lacquers. Closely followed perhaps by Army Painter. Not sure about Mr. Hobby ones, mate. I don't know. I've not used them.
No, I've not used any of them, so I can't really say.
I mean, to me, a TS series I've used. Civil aircraft, I tend to spray with appliance paint. Cars and that in the past I've done with automotives, but I'm now moving over to pigments and doing it that route. Jamie saying lacquers are a bit smelly. I saw the AK Real Metals brass, but didn't know if they did a spray can for it. Honestly, don't know, Jamie. They might do, mate. I'm sure with a Google, mate, that there might be.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
But yeah, what have you been up to? I hear you ask.
Hey, Carl, what have you been up to? Have you been throwing your teddy bears out of your pram as well?
I did my rather relevant swap version of the ATST with a relevant for the current times message on the front there. So yeah, and believe it or not, there are, how can we say, there's a slight modified Wookiee there who's just been swatted, bless him, because he's not been adhering to the stay at home saves lives mantra. So he's kind of been swatted for his trouble. So that's as far as I've got with mine at this moment in time. And there's some dudes with gas masks going on and extra pipage and some modifications around it.
That's looking good. It's looking good.
But it's getting there. I mean, obviously, bench time for me this week was
a bit restricted.
Limited because of real life health issues going on. There's me Millennium Taxi, by the way. A few people asked me to hold that up last time we was on, and I forgot. So, and I've got a TIE fighter up in the corner there that I'll dig down for our next show because it's a police car. So yeah, and I started the E-Models build. A couple of episodes of that have been filmed. One's up already, and one will probably go up later in the week.
Yeah, I watched that.
I might have gone back to making some book nooks as well, Dave. Yeah,
that's looking good. That is, I like that.
Yeah, it's a quirky little thing. I'm actually going to do a film on it, mate, because I used to make these out of balsa wood. Good few years back, and this is the first one I've done using 3D printing. But to be honest with you, it takes ages, and I could have probably knocked out something in balsa a lot quicker. So, but yeah, and this is what's called a book nook. It goes in a bookshelf between books, and you put bulbs in it, and you can light the windows up, and it's going to be like a diagon alley out of Harry Potter with beer kegs and stuff like that, and a little Festa's workshops going in it, and it's going to sit in the bookcase in the front room, and that's kind of it, really. I can give a sneak peek on some of the bits on the E-Models build. The inside bits going together on the ball tank there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that's kind of. I kind of didn't really have a productive week at the bench, as you well know, mate. I only got back in touch at the later part of the week anyway, because I was out of the loop. But now we're back at the bench, and I'm allowed out to play, so to speak. I can hopefully play a bit of catch up, mate.
Yep.
What the guys in chat been up to? Have anyone got anything on the bench? We'll do a bit of the old gallery in a bit. I haven't forgotten. It's just I'm still waiting for the page to load.
Yeah, Fox is still having a dig at me because I've just slated his precious Star Wars kits.
Yeah, you are naughty, you are, mate. But that was good. Lewis is saying never seen Star Wars. I might let Nat choose one for me, but for the sounds of it, I need to let my kids put it together and just paint it. Yeah, the kids can bung it together, mate. And
kids can do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong; they're lovely kits, and the detail on them is brilliant, and all of that. But yeah, you'll struggle for a bit of the old mental stimulation, I suppose. I don't know. Is that the best way of wording?
You just
I'm being careful here because I don't want to set you off again.
Yeah, you just blindly follow the instructions, and nah, not for me.
So what are we going to do next then? Because is it Unimog next then, is it?
Well, I'm thinking about getting a couple of ounces of Semtex and blowing the thing up.
Is that a Wibble?
No.
Sounded like
then
it.
Then again, I might do a I might use this. This is going to really upset Fox. I might just use it as a paint mule and try out doing some digital camo on it.
Nice.
And see how we get on with that. But no, I'm not going to be doing another one.
Yeah, Steve's in saying hello from TSM, Totally Scale Models. Hello, Steve. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Paul G saying just started A's Veds the Panzer 4 135th scale. Love the first day on the kit. Yeah, the first day on a build is always that. Yeah, that open the box and it's wafting.
Wafting the new kit smell.
Yeah, and then like say day 2, you're like, I hate this kit. You're looking at one eye at something shiny on the shelf that's just caught your eye in it. But I mean, I think we've got Unimog coming up, isn't we, at some point? And then
is it Unimog? Is it Unimog next, or are we doing?
I don't know. I'll just have a looky-loo at the old listing, mate. Well, we didn't know whether we was doing Thunderbird 2 or Unimog first. What do you reckon, folks? Pardon me.
Yeah, stick it. See what the folks want.
Yeah, we got the Revell. Is it a Revell Unimog?
Yeah, it's Revell Unimog, and I can't think who makes the
Imahi Thunderbird 2, wouldn't it? I actually don't know, mate. It's one of them, isn't it?
To be honest with you, I don't mind either or either. Will be.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it?
Will be a bit of fun.
Because I'm not sure what we was doing with Unimog. Was that the patron one, mate?
I think that's pretty much what we agreed on. It was just going to be a patron exclusive.
Yeah, what we could. Yeah, Nat Williams is saying Thunderbird. So looks like if
Sergeant Bones is saying
Thunderbird, we'll do that. what possibly could go wrong with us two reprobates doing Thunderbirds?
It looks like Thunderbirds because Sergeant Bones is saying Thunderbirds, Nat's saying Thunderbirds, James
Yeah.
is saying do T2 with a Dio. Oh, now that's getting a bit demanding.
Oh yes, I've got a cunning plan for my Dio because I am one of those people that has still got an original Airfix pontoon bridge. Do you remember them?
I went looking for one of those and nearly died at the price of them.
Yeah, I've had it knocking around in my stash for absolutely donkey's years, mate. You know,
I'll
and
do a Thundermog.
yeah, I kind of kept hold of it because I was going to turn one of the bridge sections upside down and disguise it as the ramp for Thunderbird 2 to sit on. So, but being that, being that they seem to be quite a valuable asset at the moment, I'm kind of tempted just to 3D print one now. Yeah.
Might be an idea.
Yeah, so I'm tempted to still go for the same thing, you know, Thunderbird 2 on the ramp with a bit of the old exhaustage going flummity flum 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 as it's about to take off.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
We've got making models saying a Thundermog. So I'm taking it. It's a part Thunderbird, part Unimog. Lewis Williams has said, "I've been told to say Thunderbirds."
Could you imagine the Thunderbirds purists if we how can I say kit bashed Thunderbird 2? Do you think they would hate me forever?
It's an idea.
It just so happens that I do have a bag of greebles for Warhammer 40k or Orcs. But yeah, I think if I was to do something like that, I'd get people come around with a blunderbuss, and I would be here full of gunshot wounds, wouldn't I, mate? Quano Man saying when you do Thunderbird, you have to talk with a slight stutter and walk like you.
With the bottom lip going as well.
Yeah, I walk like you may have had a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say.
Would that not be a painful accident?
Yeah, a touch of the old Dale Wintons, eh? Mate. What's going on in the chat there? Yeah, they're still yattering about lacquers and everything. Fox is on about different paints. Andy McLeish is saying to me, Orcify Thunderbird 1. Yeah. Because I've got, what's his name as well? Oh, what's the Doris's name? Lady Penelope, that's her. The very girl, isn't it? I've got a six-wheeled roller sat up there as well, wouldn't I?
Yeah, Fab 1 or whatever it was called.
Yeah, Fab 1, mate. Yeah. Yeah, because A-Models had, what's his name, them as well recently. I was lucky. I got mine off the flea bay a couple of years ago. And it was like, yeah, I'll have that. And it sat there. And then Thunderbird 2's come along. And it's like, yeah. Are we going to build one of them Blue Peter style Tracy Islands for it to go on so we can do Thunderbird noises?
And say, and here's one I made earlier.
Yeah, a couple of Dairy Lee cartons and an ice cream tub, mate. I'll be well away, mate.
And a few loo rolls and kitchen roll tubes and some sticky back plastic.
Oh, mate, I mean, honestly, I got more chance of growing myself a big afro than getting a packet of 12 loo rolls at the moment. You think? You imagine that? Oh, bet it. Making Models is saying his favourite build. Love doing that one. What was that? Thunderbird 1. You done Thunderbird 1 over there, Carl? Happy days, mate. Jamie and Fox are on about paints and airbrushing and stuff like that. But yeah, airbrushing's one of them, innit, mate? You know, it's a steep learning curve at first, but once you hit that sweet spot.
Yeah, once you actually figure it out and you start getting the results that you want, it levels off and you're away. But it's an almost vertical learning curve
Yeah,
Once you've got over that, you're all right, and you've mastered the art of thinning paints to the right consistency that work for you and your environment.
yeah.
You're fine.
Well, I was surprised how them pigments went through the airbrush, Dave. Them pigment powders I got, the chameleon paint and the candy apple, because I thought they would be a bit too gritty for an airbrush, but mate, they sailed through. Absolutely mint they were, mate, and I would heartily recommend them to anyone.
Well, don't you remember what I said about those third generation paints from AK? I've got a couple in me Dropbox.
Oh, what, the ones that you had a slight wobble about before you went into your full strop?
It was more of a descriptive of this is not what I was thinking about, but yeah.
Yeah.
The one night I was using them and tried to clean the brush with your homebrew, and it wouldn't touch them, and they were drying too quick. And then the following night, they worked fine. So the only thing I can think of is it was the environment within where I am now.
Yeah, I find that, because I've got that heap of computer there with however many fans are going constantly trying to cool it down, and it is like, you could put a stroop waffle on the side of it and it'll smoke, mate. It's a bit warm. I won't tell Sergeant Bones the temperatures, because I think his eyebrows will go straight over the back of his head and it'll look like he's got a Francis Rossi ponytail going on.
Oh, so he'll have a bit of a comb over, will he?
Yeah, he'll I think he'll have I think he would have a bit of a surprise at that. But yeah, I mean, it surprised me when I looked over just now that it's not gone bang. But yeah.
Paul G's taking it up for you.
Yeah, Paul G's saying he's still got an official Tracy Island that his kids had in the loft. Oh, mate, yeah.
Oh, I'd keep hold of that. Mate. Yeah, I'd keep hold of that. Sam collector will be after you for that.
Jamie's on about the Umbral paints. Yeah, I've got a drawer full of them that I found the other day. Umbral paints, all the tins, and I think I've even got a couple in the glass bottles, mate.
I've got
so I'm just saying, tempting comps are important. Yeah, I know they are, mate. Believe you me, it's like, yeah. We're hovering around the mid-60s at the moment, and it's like, yeah. Sarge is now gone.
Quick, get the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. This is where I go. Yeah, but we are live, and I am running a webcam. Yeah.
And you're patching my feed through as well. So it's not doing bad.
It's not doing too bad, mate. It's not doing too bad. Here, Dave.
What?
Should we do a bit of the old gallery pops, mate? Because I can imagine people are chewing the bit a bit because we weren't on last week, and I've just managed to get my Facebook to load after all that time.
Oh, has it finally got itself ready?
It's finally got itself ready to the point I'm tempted to give it a bit of the old, would you like us to do a bit of gallery, folks, to show you
we should?
Because
I think we should.
The show is about you, folks. And so I'm going to add the gallery to the stream. Thusly, should we go full screen with it? I don't think they want to see my ugly mug, do you, mate?
They don't need to see mine either. That's it.
There you go. How's that looking, folks?
Yep.
Yeah, that's full screen, isn't it? Oh, no, it's gone back again. Don't press the button because you'll be doing a TED. There you go.
Don't press the red button, whatever you do.
Well, no. Righty. Oh, what have we got? We've got James Chapman has put up some to me 1/12 and 1/6 scale bikes that he's built. Ooh. And I must admit, when I saw them, I thought myself, a nice bit of motorcyclage going on there, Dave.
There is. I like the green one. I've no idea. I've no idea what it is.
It's Kawasaki Ninja, mate.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I'm liking them. Again, man after our own art, sitting there doing his bikes. It's one of them, innit?
Well, I wouldn't say that I was a bike builder. I've done one bike.
Yeah, but it's one of them, innit? If you're struggling a bit after building an ATST, then yeah, get yourself a little Tamiya bike.
I've got one upstairs.
Oh, look at him. He's like, don't get me going. Yeah, got a nice Honda there as well, CB 750. Get hold of that.
I think I've done. What's that? I can't remember what one I did. I know it's a Honda.
I honestly don't know, mate. Quano Man there is giving himself a bit of sustenance at the bench. Well, I say giving himself. It looks like that's a packet of empty wrappers, isn't it? I think you've been having a good old snaffle there, mate.
I think he's snaffled them all by the looks of them.
Oh, look at that selection, though, Dave. Yeah, looking at wagon wheels.
I haven't seen Club chocolate biscuits for ages.
I mean, come on, we've all got to say it. How small have wagon wheels got now? Really? Shrinkflation.
Well, have they really got that small, or is it the fact that the memories of those are far distant, and the size of our hands has increased as we've got older and bigger?
I don't know, Dave, because I had a couple of rich teas the other night with a cup of tea, and you used to have to break a bit off the side, didn't you, to give them a dunk?
Yes.
And they've got that small now that they're actually going to, I think, have to start putting the word tea under the word rich just to fit it on the biscuit, because they're about that big, Dave.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Patrick Moore's bloody monocle, mate. I was like, really? You Robin Gits? But yeah. And on that note, I don't want to go into a rant because, yeah, you'll all mock me profusely.
Would I ever mock you on live on stream? No, I wouldn't. No, but I'd take the mick out of someone's baseball cap that he keeps wearing that looks disgustingly horrible and needs a wash.
Yeah. Lee Eagles has got a 1/4 scale Hayabusa going on there.
Ooh,
nice bit of engine detail, mate.
That's an awful lot of engine on a bench.
Yeah, same size as that big old Rossi bike I'm doing, Dave.
That's a little bit much.
I mean, it's the whole part works debate again, isn't it? Yeah, they are expensive, but I mean, I was lucky. I gave up smoking, so my lack of smoking now pays for everything. So
you say that they're expensive, but if you was to go out and buy a 1/4 or a 1/5 or a 1/6 kit of a car or a bike or whatever, you're going to be paying probably the north side of 400 quid anyway.
Oh, easy, mate, easy.
So maybe doing a parts work, all right, in the end, it might end up being that little bit more expensive, but surely if you're doing it over the increments of X amount of months or X amount of price, it's a little bit easier on the pocket.
For me, I mean, I'm a third of the way through the big 1/4 scale YZRM1 that Valentino Rossi rides, and I must admit I'm pleasantly impressed with it. You know, yeah, being a modeler, as you know, you're going to go back over it and do a bit of your own finessing, should we say? But yeah, you know, they work out at about 650, 700 quid when they're done. But you're talking 1/4 scale, weighing about 4.5, 5 kilograms, and you're getting a lot of model or a lot of die cast and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, for me, you know, I mean, it was that incentive to give up the fags, wasn't it? It's that simple.
Yeah, but then, you know, it's the argument as well of it's cost you 700 quid for argument's sake. But what you've got to look at is how much enjoyment that you got out of putting that together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what I mean, you know.
If the enjoyment outweighs the cost, then it's got to be worth it.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Skullfish there, by the look of that, is the Warlock that he's doing. It has 3D printed, isn't it, mate?
No,
And that's a serious piece of kit, isn't it?
it is. That's a serious bit of drill work going on there as well.
Yeah. Oh yes, he's got the drill and the fixings out, mate. So he's on a mission there, mate.
Yeah, he is. He's not hanging about with that, is he?
Yeah,
Nice.
she's
Very
looking good,
nice.
mate. How many rolls of filament have you done on that bad boy, mate?
I'll bet there's a few.
I would have said at least a roll of silver there, and possibly half a roll of black.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's
it's looking
done.
nice, that mate.
He's
I mean,
painted.
they are an amazing technology, aren't they? I mean, it is one of those, you know.
If I set mine to print, I just sit down and watch it going from side to side. And you think, why am I sat? You just can't help but sit and watch and be mesmerized as this thing that you've developed in Tinkercad that goes from being in the virtual world to coming into the real world because this machine is printing it out. And oh, look at that.
Yeah, I just thought I would throw this one out there. Lewis Williamson is just whopped up. Look at that, Dave. Oh.
Can we end this live session now? Because I'm feeling incredibly hungry right now.
Yeah, I think Lewis is offered to get everyone dinner now, didn't you, mate?
It looks like it, doesn't it? Come on, look at that.
Oh, mate, that's mint, mate. Nice
The
bit
only
of.
thing that's missing on that is a bit of thick gravy.
Oh, mate.
He's even got mash on there by the looks of it.
He's also saying when I'm doing the models, he sits at his table while the wife is looking for the lost pieces. Oh, bless her heart. I've just realised, yeah, I'll show the first one, but I'll respect her dignity on the second one, bless her. Yeah, everyone else is now frantically going to the,
Yeah.
Quano man there has been working on his, is that the Bandai one, mate? The Millennium Falcon? Yeah, look. You can't see him on air. He's got that look again. I must admit, though, there is some nice detail there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They are well detailed. They're just, yeah. We'll just leave it.
Is that the perfect grade? Is it? I don't know. It may sound daft. I mean, I'm going to commit more sacrilege. A falcon's a falcon to me, so I've got no idea what the difference is between a perfect grade and a normal one, or what. I don't really follow that.
One Millennium Falcon is pretty much the same as the other one. It's round and grey.
Yeah. But
and Fox is now sat at home spitting blood.
Oh, mate, I can imagine the biggest face palm has gone on proper Picard style, and he's probably giving it a damn you festa fist rage at the screen. He's actually saying,
wonder if his baseball cap has gone off his head and flown across across his room. Those pair of so-and-so's taking a rise out of. Oh, hello.
Yeah, he's saying it's the Agostini, and I think Quano's man's going, yeah, it's the one Dave really wants to snap together. So yeah,
I might do a Revell Star Wars thing.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here, mate. He's thrown the gauntlet down.
Might do.
So I kind of wanted to get the R2D2 and C3PO, and again do them completely different to what they're normally known as, or associated as, But
well, you could always do R2D2 as one of these remote lawnmower things.
Lewis Williams has been doing microscopic photo etch again, Dave, and I want to hate him.
If I get my nose any closer to the screen, I'm just not going to see it.
It's the fact that every straight edge is flawless, and it's like, how?
I know. I kudos. He's got some patience. I don't know if I could do. I'm not that good with photo etch, to be fair. I can do it, but
I mean, I've stuck photo etch in my photo etch bender, bent it, and thought, "Where's the photo etch gone?" And took the photo etch bender apart, and I'm like, "It was in here because I put it in here, but I've never relocated it." Oh, Dave,
he's done it again, hasn't he?
he's done it again, isn't he? Look at that. Now that's a joint. Yeah.
I'm just going to say, Vince, calm down, mate. It's not the sort of joint that you like.
Oh, we're live, dude. Some bloke there, the Buddy Builders. There's an album up there, so we'll have a looky-loo at that in a moment. I think that's Lee putting up his Nissan. I'm not sure whether I've shown these ones in the past. I might well have done. It says 7W there, so it's 7 weeks old, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll open up the photo album and see what's going on in there. Being that we've done the group page, so bear with me whilst my system slowly gets to it. Oh yeah, people have been putting up loads here, Dave. I've just spotted something that is so cute and ickle. Yeah. But yeah, we got Cole Smith there over at Making Models. Luke Skywalker, am I right?
Could be.
Or is that just a generic pilot? But yeah, I mean, I love the little bits and bobs that go on in the background of Carl's work because, not only is he brilliant at scratch building, but when you look at one of these dios, there's always little hidden people in the sand, and there's always
you
something.
need to keep looking at them because every time you look at them, you find something different.
Yes,
or something that you missed the first time round.
Exactly, and I love what he does and how he does it, and it's flawlessly executed. And yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just ickle, Dave.
That's teeny tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's painted flawlessly. How?
I know.
I mean, I've got magnifying glasses, optivisors. I'll put everything on my head, and I'm still as blind as a bat.
Are we going to have to pack our benches up again?
I think we're going to have to. He does this to us every week, doesn't he?
Oh no. He must sit there at home thinking, what can I get him on next time?
Yeah, but I just love the little bits and bobs that go on around it, and it's abandoned droids and bits of machinery and detritus that are just tucked in the dio, and you think, is that what I think it is? And you zoom in and you think, oh yeah, it is as well. And a lot of time and effort's gone into that, mate. And yeah, I take my hat off, mate, because I'd love to be able to have that dexterity, is that the word, to be able to do this small stuff like this, because it just looks stunning.
That's teeny tiny, isn't it?
But it makes the scene, doesn't it? It tells the story, Dave. And again, you would look at that and you'd think, yeah, okay, it's a crashed spaceship, and then you do a double take, don't you? And you think, oh look, there's a person there, and what else is going on? And it draws you in, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah, well done there, Cole, mate. I'm loving that.
I like that. That is very good.
Yeah, and I think it might have been Carl or James messaged me during the week about the group build idea we're all thinking of, and it's still on my mind, mate. Apologies to anyone that sent me a message of goodwill during the week that I haven't got back to just yet. I'm still frantically playing catch up with everyone, so please bear with me, and I will return your good wishes. Edward Leonard there has got a bit of figure painting going on there. Is that Warhammer?
Warhammer of some sort, I think.
Yeah.
Must admit, I'm not au fait with that, to be fair.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's when you see a lot of the work posted up, you think
Mm-hmm.
they're painted beautifully, aren't they? Let's be honest. But
I must admit, although I don't paint Warhammer 40k or whatever from that particular range, I'll still watch various miniature painters just to see if there's anything that I can glean from them as to what they do with their figures.
oh yeah, I mean, I'd like to do more of it, but it's the fact that I know I would have to get a complete range of paints that you use to paint these. I just can't logistically afford it at this moment in time, and so it's not viable. I mean, would it be sacrilege if I painted a Warhammer in non-Warhammer paint? I don't know, but again, I don't think you would achieve the same quality of finish and finesse that these guys are achieving if you used what I would class as a generic paint, because it wouldn't work, would it?
Yeah, I've painted 2 Space Marine miniatures. I've no idea what regiment or anything they're part of, but I think I used watercolors as a paint.
Oh right, yeah.
The paint itself was all right. I don't know whether I achieved the same.
Foxy's saying you clearly need a Baneblade. He will be converted. See, I totally agree with you there, Fox. I would love to see Dave do a Baneblade because I think he would thoroughly enjoy it, to be honest with you. A Baneblade.
What is a Baneblade? He says,
I'll tell you in a sec. It's a Warhammery style tankage, mate. Big boomsticks and loads of gunnage, and it's gnarly and looks steampunky, and and I can just imagine you doing one of them, and I think it would be pretty mint, mate. So I totally concur with you there, Fox, and his birthday's soon, mate, so I might end up having to get him one. He's telling me that no, you can paint them with whatever you like. Oh, that's handy to know, because I've got the custom booster blaster thing, Kari monstery type contraption, and you've just seen a Baneblade, didn't you?
Oh,
right. I'm just going to put our 2 photos up at the side of the screen there. Look at that face, Fox. This is Dave having seen a Baneblade. Look at him. Oh. Have we converted him?
I like that one. Don't know what it is, but I like that one.
There you go. I think we might have hooked him, mate. What do you reckon, folks?
Warhammer 40k fandom. Yeah. Makes absolutely no bleeding sense to me, but
no, none of the Fox is saying Baneblade ordered. Yeah, if you want to see Dave do a Baneblade, what's one of them? Yeah, a Baneblade even. Then yeah. And I think you need glue to fix them together as well, Dave. Anyway, I'm rambling. We was on Edward Leonard's beautifully painted Warhammer figures, mate. Yeah. And there's a bit of scullage going on in there, mate.
Ooh, hang on, let me come back. Oh, I know.
And they're beautifully painted. I saw one posted up in a boom up when I was upstairs, like on the old tablet. Honestly, you sit there and you think, I know how big that is. That's ickle big, that's yay sort of. And Dave, the detail and the layering in the paint finish, you're like, that must have taken ages to do. And I like the blending and all of that. And that's what I was wondering whether or not.
Blimey, they're not cheap, are they?
Normal Warhammer paints would do it. No, they're not. But having got one sat here, I'll show you mine. Oh, that sounds wrong, doesn't it?
You be careful.
I can't even say I'll get it out after the end, because that sounds. I'll dig out the model of the Warhammer I've purchased, and we'll let you have a perusal at Spruage. But yeah, They are well made. I'll give them that, and they do make interesting models. But I just thought I'd need to buy a complete range of paints, and yeah. And Fox is saying, don't send Dave to Forge World to search for Macarus. Is that the place that does all the 3D printable figures and stuff, Fox? Forge World? I think that might have been where I designed my Dungeons and Dragons Ivor the Boneless figure. Because Vincent and Sarge, bless them, have got this in their head that they're going to educate Festa on how to play computer games, and then Vincent's taking it to another level, and apparently he's going to teach me how to play Dungeons and Dragons as well, because he mocked me profusely because I've never played a tabletop game, and they all pointed at me and went, ha, he's never played. Yeah, I've done well. I've got Steam, not played anything on it, but I've got it. But I mean, look at the detail on that, Dave. That's absolutely gorgeous.
I know. It's nice, isn't it?
Oh, big boat.
Oh,
Paul Chaplin, big boatage, mate. Look at that rigging. Hey. So I'm still tempted by the old Black Pearl, mate. You know what I mean?
you read both, mate.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's in there as a potential future chase. Once I've done the Rossi bike, I think I might have a little looky-loo and get one. Because you've got to have a big boat, ain't you? Aris Styrene saying hello to everyone. Hello, geez. All right, mate. We haven't got to yours yet, so I've got a load of Amazon boxes left over to pack me paint and everything in, mate. So I think I'll be packing my bench up when I get to yours as well. But that's really, really a nice boat there, mate, isn't it? Is it a boat? Yeah, it is a boat, isn't it? A boat's a boat and a ship's a ship, isn't it? Because this is that debate. I think Spidey was on about it one night, wasn't it? Where you can put you can put a boat on a ship, but not a ship on a boat. Am I right in thinking that? There's something. Yeah.
Yeah, because a ship's bigger than a boat, isn't it? Because you have lifeboats on a ship, but you don't have life ships on a boat.
Exactly. It came up as to why submarines are classed as a boat, wasn't it? And it was like, yeah. I'm sure he explained it with a pretty good quality factoid at the time, and
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, this is a great debate. Bob James was asking about certain iconography on German builds from a certain time period, where a lot of manufacturers now have started putting Swazies in different formats so that they don't actually display. But I know in Germany it's still not legal to display it, and
I don't think it ever
for
will
me,
be.
I always have one of these opinions of, if you're not glorifying it and you're not stood there wearing a full uniform saying you agree with their ideology, then to me it's a historical moment in time and it's a model kit that you're capturing it on. So it's, for me, it's the context. Does it go with the build? Was it originally on that particular thing? And if it was, then have at it. But you know, you're not saying you agree with the ideology or anything. So it's a fearsome debate, though, isn't it? I got someone jumping on me back because I did the Hindenburg a couple of years ago, and I actually didn't put the Swazies in the roundels and was asked why. And I went, well, they weren't in the kit because I got it from Revell, Germany. Oh, well, why don't you just print them out? I went, mate, they're minute, so you're not going to see them anyway. But if it was a bigger scale, I would have probably dropped them in there. But it started off this huge debate about it, and yeah, there's a Welsh flag, isn't it? Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a dragon to me.
Bit of plainage. Look at that, Dave.
That's nice.
Hey, come on. I've got a Eurofighter Typhoon over there I was going to start, but I think I'll leave it in the box now.
I'm just going to
Honestly, you guys, I know we say this every week, but you are one hell of a bunch of talented people. I'll take the hat off to you folks because,
Now,
yeah.
please put it back on because you're blinding us with the reflection.
Oh, mate, honestly, yeah, my old napper's a bit shiny there, isn't it? But yeah, honestly, flawless, isn't it, Dave?
Oh, it's lovely.
And I love this. I love this part of the show. I could do this for the whole show, to be honest with you. It's like, yeah, sharp mouth approved.
Well, it's a tonga, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got an additional sharkage for good measure. So yeah, fully approved.
No, that's nice. I like that.
Oh yeah, you got a bit of mileage going on under there and all. But it's subtly done, Dave. Again, isn't it? It's weathered,
but it's
but
not over weathered.
It's subtly done, isn't it? I mean, I've had a few forays into the attempt at weathering, but I tend to go a bit mad, and I try not to, but it ends up looking.
It's
that
difficult when
yeah,
you start weathering something. You just keep going and going, and then all of a sudden you think, "Well, I might have gone a bit too far now."
oh yeah, you know that bird that we all remember from behind the makeup counter that's put a bit too much of the old pancake on. That's
It looks like a dog.
what weathering can sometimes look like, and I have to bite my lip and go, "Come on, mate, less is more." And I'm re-educating myself in the art of weathering because I happened upon the guru in there in the chat weathering one of these Gundams and that, and kind of binged watched it up in the room when I was incapacitated last week, and started going through the weathering techniques that he does, and I was like, you know something, I really need to come back and have a re-educate myself and just take me time, because I think what I do is I'm like, done that bit, and then I want to do the next bit, and then the next bit, and I'm not letting stuff settle enough on the people.
What is it? The two that I'm watching at the moment on YouTube, Night Shift. He does some lovely weathering effects on his kits, and Panzermeister 36. He's a bit of a weathering guru. He does do some beautiful weathering.
Really? Oh, mate, I'll have a look out for them then, mate.
I strongly suggest you have a look at both of them because they are both very good in their own individual ways.
Yeah. I think Sarge might have mentioned Pan. Is it Panzermeister?
Yeah, Panzermeister 36.
Yeah.
He's good. I like watching this because he takes his time as he goes through showing you what he's doing and how he's doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Paul Shapland's been at it again, folks. I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm like, is that a real truck? It's like, yeah. I could say that he's a bar steward, couldn't I?
You could, but
teasing us with our bench packing ways because, it's just like, yeah. I think the lack of commentary says exactly what we're thinking, innit? It's like, I love his stuff. Look at that. Yeah.
I know it's
again, eye for detail, the air hoses and power leads.
Yeah.
And, it's little touches like that. And look at the grease on the fifth wheel, Dave. Did you see that? He's even greased the fifth wheel. Brilliant. Oh, I love it. Oh, man. Oh, that is mint. I love that.
I like that. It's not a lot you can say, really. You just look at it and go, okay.
Yeah, Lewis Williams has been doing his take on a glue holder. He's done it. He's got a video up on his YouTube. He sent me a link for because I'm trying to convince him to get into doing YouTubing videos.
Yes.
And you met Lewis, haven't you?
Yeah.
He filmed making this, and keep at it, mate. Yeah. Because you got to put some YouTube videos up, dude. Dennis Cropper there. Look at that, Dave. It's what I was saying earlier about the paint effects. I mean, yeah. stunning, isn't it? I mean, look at the difference in variations on all of this, you know. And I'm like, you know, that's probably you could probably fit that in the centre cap on the Tamiya glue lid, you
I
know.
know they are. Well, the two Space Marines that I worked on, if they're more than an inch tall, then you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's mind-boggling. I mean, look at the colour.
I think I only did those. I think I did those because um, Fox had just started his journey on doing Warhammer, and he was going on about it, and I thought, well, you
Oh
know
right,
what, I, I bought a sprue with 5 of them on. I've still got
yeah.
3 more to do, but
I mean, look at the colours, though, mate. I
mm,
mean, Golden Bennett, they are.
I
Oh,
might actually go back and do another one, but I don't know when.
yeah,
I've got several figures that I'm working on at the moment.
yeah. I mean, for me, before I
Mm,
really get into this, because I know it's going to happen, and Fox is sitting there probably rubbing his hands, going, "Yeah," but you know, he's been showing me different vehicles for orcs and things like that. And I do like the vehicles. I like that quirky ruggedness about them, and
well,
that's
I like the vehicles. I don't necessarily like the price that they're coming in at.
no, I couldn't. I don't think I could sit there and paint a 40 figure army of the same dudes because I think I would struggle with that mentally. I think I'd be going, yeah, too much of the same thing. It's a bit like
Yeah,
when I decaled all them bus seats after the first dozen. You're like, really? I've got more of these. But certainly the vehicles I could play with, but I
yeah. I
think
think
I
the
need
figures
to
I
get
could quite easily sort of dip in, dip out, and just do those as and when.
yeah.
Because the figure work that I do, like you, is very much a private thing that I do.
Yeah, I've never filmed my figure paints. Yeah, you know, they're not the greatest, don't get me wrong, but they're certainly not the worst. They're not Fatima Whitbread quality, you know what I mean?
No,
But they are other people do exist, by the way. Not a
yeah,
slur on them friends.
there are some really good figure painters out
Um,
there.
but you know, there are some what's the word? Fantastic figure painters out
Mm.
there that I'd never be able to achieve their results. But you know, I can do the skin tones and stuff that you've seen as well. But I do them to relax, and
Yeah, it's just
it's a
my,
private thing I do when we're on hangouts. I'll sit here with a figure and I'll be, "What are you doing, Cole? I'm painting this." But
yeah,
it's my way of relaxing between YouTube video builds, isn't it?
it's one of those things that, don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy doing painting the figures, but I've got to be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, Andy's come up with a thing now I wasn't actually aware of, but apparently this explains it. He's saying Colin and Dave, they are priced according to the army lists.
Okay,
Okay.
means absolutely nothing to me.
Is this where I look at the camera and go, Ted, have you sorted out a tool to show for tomorrow? Because we're talking Warhammer. I've got no idea of army lists or it's a good, I mean, mate, it's a valid point, you know. I
Valid
mean,
point, but I think you're talking to the two most numptiest of numpties when it comes to Warhammer.
well, any form of tabletop gaming, I mean, you know, it's the
Mm.
standing joke with Vince and that in it. They go, I can't believe you've never played that. And it's like, I haven't because I've never been drawn into it. But give Vincent his credit, you know, he sat there and he went through some of the things you can do and sent me
Mm.
over some character creating templates and things to input data. And I ended up 3D printing a dice box and I got some figures and I even do the voice of me character and that. So I've kind of gotten into it, but I've got no concept of the gameplay. And
No,
because
I've not got into it. I was at Colours, a wargaming show that used to be held at Newbury Racecourse,
Yeah,
and I went along there with the model club because they had a few extra tables, so we went along.
yeah,
And I'm walking around and I'm looking at these tabletop dioramas, for want of a better word, and some of them
right, yeah,
and some of them were absolutely gorgeous and
yeah,
stunning. And you just look and think, how many hours have they spent just making the tabletop thing?
yeah,
But there was one that I was watching, and they was all they were very much into the moment of the game that they was playing out. And I can remember one of them throwing the dice across the table for his next move, and there was one almighty argument that broke out because one of the dice had stopped and rested against an object that was on the base, and it wasn't showing. It was how a dice kind of ends up on its edge, and it
yeah.
wasn't, they want one or the other, and they was having a proper argument as to how they was going to resolve this issue. And I felt like just sort of saying, hang on guys, look, it's just a game. And I was kind of looking at them and they was getting highly emotional about it, and I thought, time to walk away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Vincent Sarge was on about it to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll learn it, but I've always got this thing of a bit like Warhammer, where if you're introduced into it, you don't want to, as a novice, hinder the enjoyment other game players are getting out of it because of your lack of knowledge, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
So I've avoided it for that reason, thinking, well, they're enjoying themselves. The last thing they want is a numpty like me going, what's this do? What's that do? Because it's going to defer their enjoyment. So I've
Yeah.
kind of never really gotten into it, but I love the skill set that these guys have, and all the different paint blending. Luke Carswell, by the way, has done
Yeah,
a
he's been
very
acting again, hasn't
nice COVID-19 diorama with the stay at home save lives message.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the buzzword on the tubes at the moment for fear factor and all of that lot, but it's a tastefully executed, very
He's done that
relevant
very
piece.
well. That is very nice. I like what he's done there.
Well, yeah, I had that dilemma when I did my Wookiee. I put on there, even Wookiees hashtag stay at home saves lives, because I just thought, well, it's the buzzword at the moment, isn't it? And everyone's thinking it. And a few of us have started dropping some of that relevant current
Yeah.
affairs news in our builds. And it's like anything, it's the context it's done in, isn't it? And yeah, it, yeah. Fair play, because Luke is on the ambulances at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
he's at the blunt end of it, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, he's out of isolation now. He had to self-isolate for 14 days because he might have had a bit of a scare, been on the front. So props to you, Luke. There, I know you probably had that dilemma like I did about putting anything in a build to do with the relevant subject of the moment. But
No, I think it's been no. I like that. Even when I saw it, I thought, yeah, that's nice. I like that. It's tasteful, yet it's putting the point across.
well, yeah, I mean, we're all modelers. We're all in a very isolated hobby. A lot of us are isolated anyway through health or whatever. And again, it is that elephant in the room that we're all getting asked about at the moment, what our opinions are on it. And because we don't want to get strikes off of certain social media and video outlets, should we say, we're all deflecting the issue. But putting something like that in the build and going, well, actually, like, guys, there is a serious message behind this, I think is totally within the realms of the model maker. And I hope more people start to do it, because it's a subject, it's a very, very important world event and it's a moment in history, and there are going to be future builders that do models
Well,
of
they will look back on what we've been through and say, okay, well, I'm going to do this as my take on that moment.
They'll do it. I mean, prime example there with Luke. You'll look at this and you'll sit there and you'll go, "Yep, that was 2020." You'll remember where you was, how it impacted you, and if it gets your social conscience going and thinking about not just yourself. And I've said this before, I hope the thing that comes out of this year is that community has returned and people put other people before their own welfare. You know what I mean? That let's be nice to each other mentality. I know I'm a bit of an old hippie, and I like that. So if this is putting a message out there going, come on folks, let's all unite together, then I love it. And well done, Luke. I don't feel alone for doing something to do with COVID in a build at the moment. It's well done, mate. Our friend Archie there over at Common Road Junction has got a pack and a truck.
Yep.
Is that a pack 40? I could be wrong.
Pack 40 and what looks like the old Opel Blitz.
Oh, right. So, yeah, again, well made, isn't it?
Mm.
And then we got James's bikes popping up. I think we might have shown these earlier, but we'll show them again anyway. Some nice builds you got going on there, fella.
Yeah, I do. I like the green one.
And hopefully, on a serious note, James, I can get back to a bit of the old Death Race filming for you, mate. Thank you for your patience. Steve Beanie there's got his, is that a Tomcat going on there, Dave?
It looks like it's got that distinct Tomcat look to it.
It has, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. I hope you're keeping well, Steve, by the way, mate, and not going too stir crazy. Bless you. Aristyrene's back, Dave. He's doing it again.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. Look, he's teasing us now, isn't he?
No. The bench is going to be packed up. I'm not doing this anymore. Not playing anymore.
Are we going to go boo-hoo and wibble?
No. We're just going to pack up and go.
Yeah. Whilst Fox is in the chat, I'm a little bit out the loop, mate, at the moment. Are you on this afternoon, mate? I couldn't remember, because if you are, well, I mean, we'll probably go off air in about 1:45 because we was late getting on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely packing the bench up now, mate.
Yeah, no, it's nice though, isn't it?
That is. I like the colour.
Mm. I like the fact that it's all open as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Princess noises, Dave. Oh.
I know.
Yeah, Spidey saying let's all unite together separately in your own homes. Yeah, it's, I mean, I've often said it, my webcam is my window to the outside world, mate. And I know Fox is the same. He's same as me, reasonably housebound. And for us, this is our window to the outside world. And a lot of people that are struggling with the isolation have got in touch and gone, actually finally realise what you mean now when you say it's your window to the world, because we're in your world now, aren't we? And it's like, yeah. Oh, that is just mint, isn't it? Aye. It was nice being a modeler though, Dave, wasn't it? Until Aries come along and
it was
pack our benches away, because up until we met this person, we was quite happy with our work.
We thought we was doing all right, and then this person comes along and kind of just.
And now we're both thoroughly ashamed. Are you going to do one of your Bandai rants, are you, mate? You're going to get your bottom lip out?
No.
And that was the early stages of Luke's diorama there. But yeah, I like the thought process behind that. And yeah, Frankie goes to Bobbywood there, bit of weathering. Hello, Frankie. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Nice bit of chippage. See, that's another thing that less is more on, isn't it? Chipping. I mean, I did one a while ago, and I did a proper Ted, and I slapped it on as you do, and then gave it a bit of the old give it some of that with the water, and I ended up with zero paint on there, and I'm like, okay, right, what happened there then?
Yeah, I think chipping, if you're using chipping fluid, you got to be careful and subtle and yeah.
Yeah, but you just used the operative word there, subtle. Yeah, me, subtle. Yeah.
I'm subtle-ish.
You know, I can use £5 of adhesive to put a 5-inch ceramic tile on a wall, mate, because I don't think there's enough adhesive on there. You know what I mean? And it
Well,
looks like the hunchback has been stuck to the wall. You know.
I think some of the chipping that I've done on the grad, some of it is all right, and there's a couple of bits on there that I've conveniently covered over with the dust effect because it was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, really.
Yeah. And then we got Nim there with some dudes.
Oh, yes, nice.
Bit of tankage going on. I like the base as well.
Yeah.
That's wouldn't really. Is that a pre-made or pre-purchased
Or has he printed that out himself?
I don't know, but it's certainly
Nice.
effective, isn't it?
It is. I know Mini Art do a lot of bases, so I wonder.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do quite a few bases that you can use with 35th scale.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's one of theirs. Either way, whoever's made it, it doesn't really make any difference. It does what it does, and it shows those off really nicely.
Does, doesn't it? But again, it's the motion, isn't it? Of the troops, you know. Yeah, normally they're static, aren't they? Stood there pointing officer or binos, but there's just a bit of fluidity.
Yeah, you managed to capture a bit of movement in there, or the suggestion of movement, shall I say?
Yeah, big words. Fluidity of movement, David. A fault of that.
You've been chewing that dictionary while you've been horizontal, haven't you?
Well, it's because Harry's has been putting up all them fancy pictures, see, and I thought I better start using some big words. I mean, again, Luke here, look at the detail, Dave, with the box in the back there. You know, it's even got the labels on it. And, mate, yeah. Damn, I wish I could be that good at painting. Yeah.
There are times like this you just think, I'm just going to pack everything.
I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? On such a small scale as we do on model kits, you know. You can't always put your previous spray painting techniques because you're doing it on a smaller scale, aren't you? But again, they do it just right. And I think with me, I still have this, dare I say, large scale paint job on a small scale vehicle. You know what I mean? I just haven't quite got there.
Yeah, I haven't quite toned it down enough.
Yeah, and it's one of them, innit? You know, it's, you know, if I do shiny, it burns your retinas off. It's like, it's not quite to scale. It's not quite just that. As Sardra would say, you know, you put mud on a track, it's subtle, innit? But me, I'll some of that. There ain't enough mud on it. Just whack a bit more on because it doesn't look real sized clumps. And of course, I'm not equating that it's just that little bit off for my liking. Analog man in the digital world, mate. That's me.
Less is more, as they keep on saying.
Yeah, but it is. It's just mint, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
You know, I like that. Was that even the filters in the front there he's painted? Are they filters or are they lights? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Sarge would be the one.
Oh no, I've had to zoom in. It looks like round canisters. Is that smoke canisters? Perhaps?
Oh, it could be a smoke discharger.
Yeah, it's all right. From the distance it looked like, dare I say it, you know, spray booth air filter mesh type stuff. But That is absolutely stunning.
No, I like that. That's
Props to you, Luke, mate, on that. If you're
yeah.
watching this back, mate, because
Oh, hello. Someone is
yeah,
taking the leaf out of our book. Cutting doors
they
out.
sorted it out. Cool, Bennett. Yeah. Some really, really good work going in these galleries, Dave.
Oh
In
no, it is.
it's beautiful work.
Oh, hello. I've
Jodie
got one of them.
Scheckter's, Jodie Scheckter's. Is it P34 Tyrrell
Uh,
6-wheeler?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I've got the Monaco one sat in there. But,
I think I've got both of them, the blue and white one and that blue one.
yeah, that's what I was on about earlier. A little R2D2 and the other one. Yeah, because I'm not great with Star Wars.
Yeah. It wouldn't take much to convert R2D2 into a remote lawnmower machine.
Yeah, it's got that something about it, in it, where you could
Mm.
do something different with it. Nice little vehicle there, little staff car or little military
Kuba
vehicle.
wagon.
A what?
Kuba wagon, I do believe.
Ah, right.
I've got one of them, and you can buy that as a kit on its own, and you can buy the extra bit where you got the guy at the back kneeling down doing the maintenance. You can buy that as an extra kit to put into that, so that you
Yeah,
can do
because you
that.
used to be able to get a set, didn't you, of a couple of those with the big
Mm.
old. How can we say? How can I word this? With the Führer, I'll just call him that.
Yeah.
With his car, with like almost like a parade of them driving
Yeah.
along type of thing. But I'm not sure whether that got discontinued or not. But yeah, and that's Archie's
That's the start of
work
his.
in progress.
Yeah.
So I think we are pretty
I,
up to speed there, Dave.
I think we've pretty much caught up now.
So that's 14 days of gallery you've had there, folks. I'll just stop sharing that for a minute. We are now coming up to 10 to 3, and our friend the Guru's going to be on imminently. So I'd like to say a big thanks on a personal note. One, for all the messages of support during the week from you guys. It was nice that people cared. And again, my apologies for the late notice last week of not being well, but I couldn't help it, and it wasn't fair on myself or Dave to try to put something out that,
If you're not right, you're not right. So, and if it's better that you're upstairs and you've had one of Mrs. W's special cups of tea, then that's where you need to be.
And also, thanks for sticking with us today with our technical glitches at the beginning. Apologies for the multiple links and all of that lot, but it was nice that you all were patient with us, and I respect that. And thank you.
Apologies from the Muppet in the corner.
Yeah.
So I'll take that one. That's my fault.
So thanks for sticking with us for that. Much appreciated. And we will be here next week. Steve saying, must have missed the latest bit. Yes, Steve, can you post before we go live on air, mate? Because I'm on a really knackered old system and I can't keep refreshing, mate. So yeah, rather than post last minute whilst we're on the show, mate. And I did show you Tomcat, by the way, pictures that were in the album, but when we're actually hosting, mate, I'm not on a very modern system like you are, mate, and my stuff takes a bit of a time to load. So
yeah, I was going to say, if you've got stuff to post up, if you can get it up before 12 on a Sunday, then it'll give Colin a chance to make sure he sees everything.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to host and everything, and I can't keep going back in just because you've posted a picture 5 minutes ago, dude. Sorry, Steve, but yeah, just if you could just give me a little bit more time. He's now saying he posted at 7 a.m. Well, I did show 4 pictures. If you watch this back of your tomcat, mate. So,
yeah, the grey one with the black bits around the glasswork.
So it's definitely in there because I'm actually looking at the pictures we showed just now. So on that note, we'll catch up with you all next week, and it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And we will see you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday. Take care and stay safe.